Okay, so if you want to replace your paycheck in retirement, let's say you need $5,000 a month. Most people just blindly throw their money at the S&P 500, right? Like VOO.
Right, it's the most popular index fund in the world. But here's the math nobody tells you. To get 5 grand a month in dividends from VOO starting today, just within this year, you would need $5.7 million sitting in that account.
Okay, I need a second. 5.7 million? Frank, stop. Who actually has that? The average person retires with what, like under 200 grand?
Yeah, exactly. It's a trap. VOO is amazing at building wealth, but it's genuinely terrible at actually paying you. But what if the real number to start building this income is a lot smaller? Like, what if you could start with just $10,000 and then, I don't know, about the cost of a coffee every day?
Without selling off our shares to pay the bills?
Without ever selling a single stock, just living off the dividends.
I love the sound of that. I'm Lynn.
And I'm Frank. Welcome to Talk and Wonder. We create easy-to-understand whiteboard animations covering family finance, investing, passive income, and debt management. Our goal is to break down complex topics, help you avoid traps, and build wealth together.
And real quick before we dive in, just a reminder, we are not your financial advisors. Giggles. Obviously. This is just us sharing the strategies we look at to keep our own family's boat afloat. You know, it's all for education and entertainment, so always do your own research.
Exactly. Secure your future, make smart choices. So, to make this coffee-a-day strategy work, we need to look at specific Vanguard index funds. But before we even pick the funds, we have to talk about the biggest mistake people make, the dividend trap. Okay, so when people first hear dividend investing, the very first thing they go looking for is
the highest percentage they can find, like 7, 9, 12%.
exactly, because on paper, bigger yield equals a bigger paycheck, but it's actually, it's a massive trap.
Why? I mean, 10% sounds pretty amazing if we're trying to cover the mortgage.
Right, but a huge yield is almost always the market's way of screaming that something is wrong, like the share price is actively falling, the company's in trouble, and that juicy dividend, it's absolutely about to get cut.
Oh, so it's literally like when we bought that used SUV because it was quote unquote on sale.
The logic was, let's not talk about the transmission on that car.
I'm just saying we thought we were getting this incredible deal, but we were actually just buying a sinking ship.
Impressive. That is literally the perfect analogy. You think you're getting paid more, but you're just buying a sinking ship that hands you a tiny check on its way to the bottom, which is why, for our family portfolio, we don't chase yield, we build total return.
Which means stacking 3 specific things, right?
Yes. First, you need a reliable dividend yield today, not so high that it's a red flag, but not so low that it's pointless.
Okay, makes sense. And the second piece?
This is the one, look, this is what almost everyone ignores, dividend growth. We need to see a 10-year track record of how fast the payout is climbing. Because if a fund is growing its dividend at, say, 10% a year,
Then what?
it doubles your income every 7 years.
Wait, seriously? It doubles the income without us having to throw more of our own money in?
Exactly. The high-yield fund just stands still, while the growing one compounds in the background. And then the third piece is share price appreciation, so the actual principal grows too.
Okay, so we need Vanguard funds that actually hit all 3 of those marks, which brings us to the ones you dug up. Let's start with the foundation, what did you call it? The growth engine?
Right. So the core of this, the growth engine, is the Vanguard Dividend Appreciation Index Fund. The ticker is VADDAX.
VADDAX. Okay, what's it actually paying today?
Well, right now the yield is 1.49%.
1.49? Frank, that's barely a pulse. How is that our engine?
I know it sounds terrible up front, but here's the catch. This fund only holds companies that have raised their payouts every single year for a decade minimum.
Oh, like no exceptions?
None. You miss a year, you're out of the fund. So you're holding Microsoft, Coke, Procter& Gamble, the companies that...
Wait, P&G? So literally the diapers and detergent we buy every single month.
Exactly. You're getting a cut of that. And they've grown that dividend at 8.46% a year. Plus, the actual share price goes up about 11% annually. It's slow income now, but it's an absolute beast later.
Okay, I see the vision. Small snowball, big mountain. What's number 2?
The second one is the sector that, well, literally nobody wants to talk about at dinner parties right now. The Vanguard Energy Index Fund, VANEX.
Energy? Like oil and gas? Isn't everyone obsessed with like AI and tech right now?
Yes, which is exactly why we want it. While Wall Street is entirely distracted by tech, the energy majors are just quietly printing money and handing it to shareholders.
Okay, I like the sound of quiet money. What are the numbers?
It pays 2.48% right now, and the dividend has grown at 9.6% a year for the last decade. The catch is...
Let me guess, the share price doesn't grow as fast.
Exactly. It's sitting around 5.6%. But that's the trade-off with energy. You essentially get paid a really solid, growing income just to sit there and wait.
Which is fine because we're playing the long game anyway. But that's only 2 funds, and they're both US-based, right? Because if the US market takes a weird dip, then
We'd be in trouble, which is exactly why the next 3 funds are completely international, starting with VTIAX, Total International Stock.
Okay, so this is our safety net?
It's the wide net. Over 8,000 companies, Japan, Germany, Brazil, and the yield is 2.66%. But the growth, the dividend, has been growing at 12.23% a year.
12% outside the US? Wall Street really is looking the wrong way.
Right? And that leads directly to fund number 4, which is VYAM, International High Dividend Yield. Now I know what you're going to say.
That we're just buying the exact same international stocks twice, because that sounds like a massive overlap trap.
It does, but it's not. VTIAX buys everything, even the losers that don't pay anything. VYAM literally throws out the bottom half. It only keeps the heavy hitters, which is why it pays 3.42% today, the highest in the whole portfolio.
Okay, I like that. Trim the fat. What's the last one?
The last one is VIDAX, International Dividend Appreciation. And this is where people, they look at the tickers and get completely tripped up.
I mean, VYAM, VIDAX. Vanguard genuinely needs a better naming consultant.
They really do, but they do totally different jobs. VYAM wants the biggest payouts today. VIDAX completely excludes those companies. It only holds international stocks with at least 7 straight years of dividend growth.
Ah, so it's the international version of our diaper money, the slow and steady ones.
Exactly. It only pays 2.09% right now, but Lynn, the dividend has grown at 13.32% a year.
Okay, I need a second. Are you serious right now? 13%?
13.32, the fastest in the entire portfolio.
Okay, wow. So we have the engine, the energy cash cow, and the international net, all 5 funds. But how does that actually turn into our $5,000 a month? What's the blended math if we just...
If we just blend them, well, let's say we give each fund an equal weight, 20% of our money in each of the 5 funds. If you average them out, the starting yield is 2.43%.
Okay, nice and safe. Not a sinking ship red flag.
Right, but the blended dividend growth is 11.05% a year, and the portfolio itself, the share price, grows by roughly 7% annually. So let's run your setup.
The coffee math, $10,000 to start, and then we just throw in $7 a day.
$7 a day, and we're doing this inside a Roth IRA, so...
Oh, tax-free dividends, obviously. The IRS gets nothing.
Exactly. So, year 1, you're sitting at around $13,500.
I mean, yay? Compounding is really boring at first.
It is painfully slow. Year 10, you're at 66,000. Better, but still feels like a grind. But year 20, this is the tipping point. You hit $239,000.
Wait, is year 20 when the reinvested dividends actually start buying more shares than our $7 a day?
Bingo! The snowball is finally heavy enough to roll down the hill on its own. And by year 30, you hit $895,000, paying you exactly $5,000 every single month.
Okay, wait, break that down for me. Out of that near $1 million, how much did we actually transfer out of our own checking account?
Over 30 years, only $86,000.
Shut up. 86 grand?
Yep. The market added about $431,000 in price appreciation, and the reinvested dividends piled on another $377,000.
Honestly, that's beautiful. But Frank, 30 years is a really long time. Like, what if someone watching is already 40 or 45 and they
just don't have 30 years to wait? Like, what if we wanted to compress this into, say, 20 years?
Well, you can, but look, buying time is expensive. To hit the exact same target in 20 years, you can't start with 10 grand. You have to start with $70,000.
Oh, okay, and the daily contributions still are $7 coffee?
No, it jumps to $35 a day.
Okay, so that's not a coffee. That's literally a nice lunch every single day.
Right, but because you start with a bigger chunk up front, compounding it hits the ground running. By year 20, you actually overshoot the goal. The portfolio lands at $1.34 million.
Impressive. Paying out what?
Paying out $61,500 a year in dividends, which is about $5,128 a month. So you hit the target a full decade earlier.
Which is incredible, but I feel a but coming.
Here is the humbling truth. The math is kind of brutal when you try to rush it. Remember, the 30-year version only cost us 86 grand out of pocket.
Right.
The 20-year version, it cost $325,500 in total contributions.
Wait, so you have to pay almost 4 times more of your own cash just to buy back 10 years?
Exactly. You either let time do the heavy lifting, or you pay out of pocket to make up for lost time. But, looking at this, it makes you wonder, what if someone doesn't even have the 70 grand or the 10 grand?
Curious. What do you mean?
Like, what if you wanted to hit $1 million in just 10 years, but you had to start from absolute zero?
0 in a single decade? Frank, the monthly math on that has to be just